Um, um, that does look like a lot of books, definitely a lot of books. And this is not even half of the Realm of the Elderling by Robin Hobb, which is kind of scary, if I'm being honest, because I haven't even finished these both trilogies. I only finished the first trilogy, the Farseer trilogy, and I am currently still reading the Life Ship trilogy. I am currently on the second book, but I'm hopeful that I will finish it by the end of the month and I will get to the final book in this trilogy. So that's going to be the topic of today's video. I really want to talk about my current experience with this series and how it is going. I think by the look of my books you can guess that I'm quite enjoying it if I already have both trilogies. Currently, these are the only ones out in my country, so yeah. But as I'm still reading this one, I'm not in a hurry to buy the rest. So, let's talk about it. What do I think about these books? And let's talk a little bit about my current impression of the Life Ship trilogy because I'm still not finished. I am like only halfway through. So, first of all, let's talk a little bit about our Farseer trilogy. So, it is, a lot of people say, you can see it all over the internet, that it is quite a slow-paced story and it is a very character-driven story, which is completely true. That is like 100% true. If you are not a character person, you probably are not going to enjoy it. Because even though there are still some battles in there and this type of stuff, but it's still like mainly focused on our main character and some other characters, which are really essential to the story, but it is still very character driven. But even though it's not like an epic story with whole bunch of adventures, it is still so entertaining and enjoyable. I love these books. I gave the first book, which is Assassin's Apprentice, I gave it like 4 stars because it was a good beginning for the story. It was a really good start. We got to know our main character. We got to know a little bit of circumstances of his life and how everything is going. So it was fine. It was great. It was already a very promising start, and from that book I definitely knew that I would enjoy the rest. But it was nothing really like mind-blowing, if I'm honest. But from the second book and the third one, it does pick up the pace. It definitely picks up the pace and it gets much more emotional, I would say. You get really invested into the characters and you just see a lot of hard stuff happening in their lives. It is like it is a very nerve-wracking story, if I'm being honest. It does keep you on your toes, and it definitely is a very, very emotionally hard story to read because Fitz, our main character, has a lot of hardships in his life, let's say it like this, because I do not really want to spoil anything, but he definitely has a lot of not really great things happening. So it can be really like it can be depressing in some situations, but the story was marvelous. I enjoyed the growth of the Fates and all of the other side characters because Even though Fitz is like the main focus of the story, side characters are also really important, and they are actually really well written. I loved most of the characters, and I definitely hated a few, which was like the point of the story. But still, yeah, this story has very hateable character. Yeah, very hateable. So, what else do I want to say about this trilogy? It was a rare case when I actually cried reading the book. It is a very rare case for me because I almost never cry when I read books. It is incredibly hard to actually make me cry while reading the book. And this trilogy managed to do that. This trilogy did manage that, yeah. I'm not going to tell what was the moment that caught me like really emotional, but yeah, this trilogy really does know how to play with your nerves. So I would say, like, definitely, if you do not enjoy like character focused stories, maybe this trilogy is not for you, really. Maybe, probably, even like not only this trilogy, because I would say the Life Ship trilogy is also quite like character focused, so you might not enjoy it. But if you enjoy like character growth and personal struggles in the stories, in a fantasy world with a lot of actually things happening in the world itself, not only like Spitz is dealing with a lot of problems, but the world itself deals with quite a lot. And just overall, the world building is also great here. It's like really interesting. So I would definitely recommend it. Now, I wanna also talk a little bit about the Life Ship trilogy. I think I'm saying it wrong. It's like Life Ship Traders trilogy. Yeah, I think yes. Okay, never mind. So, as I've mentioned before, I still haven't finished it yet. I'm currently on the second book. I am like a little bit more than halfway through. So I'm just going to share my current opinions about it, and it's probably going to change as I finish the trilogy. I am really excited, honestly, because I've seen quite a lot of reviews which said that this trilogy is not as good. It's like, for some people, it is boring, which I do not agree. I am really enjoying it. I really wanted to read something like with, I don't know, pirates, like in a lot of sea travels, ships, and all of that. And this trilogy is really giving me that. It's like really all that I wanted. It is like a lot of stuff happening with like pirates in the sea with ships, because it's basically like a trilogy about alive ships. Also, it is still quite character driven story, because but here it focuses on more different characters than the Farsia trilogy, because still Fitz was the main focus. Here we have a lot of POVs, we get a lot of character stories. I think we have like uh 5 or 6, maybe even more characters that regularly get their own like POVs. We see more of that characters. A lot of plot lines, they interline with one another, and yeah, it's really interesting. So I'm really enjoying it. Maybe I don't know. I can't like even say about the Farsia trilogy that it is an epic trilogy. Maybe there is less happening here in terms of like, even though I can say that because a lot of stuff is happening in here. I'm really curious where this story is going. I am really curious. Also about the characters. I have also seen a lot of people said that they like had a lot of troubles liking the characters, and I can see that because all of them have a lot of flaws. It's most of them are not even really likable, because when I was reading like the first book, I had like three characters that I actively hated or despised, or I was annoyed by them. Fortunately, one of these characters is not really as much highlighted in this book, which I'm really happy about. Also, one of the characters is kind of better here, I guess. Maybe. I think there is going to happen some more change with this character here, where I'm talking about. I'm definitely not going to say her name right because I'm not even reading it in English. It is maybe kind of like a Malta. I hope this is at least somewhat similar to her name in English. So she was really annoying me in the first book because I get her circumstances and why she's like that. She's a child, she's still a child, but she really annoyed me. But here, she kind of grows on me. She's kind of getting some character development. I hope I'm not going to regret these words by the end of the book. Also, the pirate captain, I'm not going to say his name because I'm going to mispronounce that too. Pirate captain, he he is a real bastard, if I'm being honest. He's like a bad guy, I think. And even though sometimes I really do feel like maybe he's not that bad, but in the end of the day, you read like some of his true thoughts and you're like, oh, so you are this guy. Yeah, so he's an interesting case in this story. But overall, I do really enjoy what is happening here because we have a lot of personal stuff happening, but we also have some type of like magical stuff happening and being like set up in this book because it was not as evident in the first one, but here we get a lot more like details about our life ships and some type of else magical things. We also have some politics happening in here or about to happen in here. Oh, well, some of them are happening already. Some of them I think might still happen in the future in these books. So yeah, I am really into this trilogy. I don't know if I'm enjoying it more than the Farseer trilogy, but I'm definitely still really enjoying it. I don't know why people think this trilogy in particular is like boring. I don't know. I am really enjoying it, and maybe by the end of the series, maybe it will be my favorite among these two. But overall, I am really excited about my Robin Hobb journey and all of the trilogies and all of the books that I have still to read in this huge world. So I am really excited. I know I am going to be in a lot of emotional pain in the next series here. But I think it will be worth it. It will be a great journey. So I guess for today that's it. That's what I really wanted to talk about today. So I hope you enjoyed. See you next time. Bye.